So now let's talk about the shell feature, and using this shell feature you can create hollow solid bodies. Now here I have this 3D body and which kind of looks like a glass, and I'll just create a hollow shape with the shell tool here. So the shell tool is right here on the features tab. So select shell, and the first thing that you need to start with is the shell thickness. So this will actually be the body thickness, the thickness of this body, which is set to 10 unit right now. I'll just change it to 1 mm. Alright, and then the next thing that you need to select is the face which you want to remove. In this case, I just want to remove this top face. So I'll select that, and now it's going to create a shell feature. Now, if you want to see the preview, then click this one, this checkbox, and that's going to show you the preview of what you're going to get. So this is the tiny thickness which we are going to get, and all the materials from inside this glass will be removed. Now, if you check this box, shell outward, it will create a shell outside, and basically it will add material. So everything which is inside will be removed, and it will just add a material with a thickness of 1 unit, which is this 1 unit thickness. Alright, in this case, I just want to create shell inside. So I'll just uncheck this option and click OK. And here we have it. So this is the shell feature, and this is how it's going to create this. Alright, now let's just press Ctrl Z. And now let's talk about creating shell without using any face. What if you don't want to use any of these faces and just want to create a shell from this feature? So for that, you can go to shell again, just to specify the thickness which you want, and click on show preview. Now in this case, as you can see, I haven't yet selected anything, so no face is selected, and still we are getting a shell feature here. Now what is happening? Just click OK, and this is what we have. So apparently it looks like nothing happened in this case, but now we have a completely hollow solid. To check this one, click this section view option, and there we are. We can see that this thing is now completely hollow. So if you don't select a face, it will create this kind of feature which is completely hollow inside. Alright, so that's how you can create shell using these basic bodies. Now let's talk about another example. So I'll just go to this second part. And here we have this kind of a simple furniture, a simple stool, and we are going to just create hollow shape using these faces. So once again, I'll go to shell feature, and I'll start with the thickness. Now the thickness in this case is 2 mm. Alright, actually this 2 mm thickness is really small, so maybe I'll just make it 4 mm for this one. So 4 mm, and now we need to select the faces which we want to remove. So the first one is this face, and then all these 4 faces. Now not only that, we also want to remove these 2 faces, and these 2, and finally these 2. So these are the all faces that we just want to remove. So all of these faces are now selected, and with that we can now click on preview to see how our shell is going to look like. So click on show preview, and this is what we are going to get in this shell feature. So that's the thickness, which I think we can change to 3 mm. So I'll just change it to 3, and there we are. Now in this case, it will just create it with uniform thickness of 3 mm everywhere. But in this case, we want a slightly different kind of shell feature. This top part of this stool, we just want it thicker because that's where people will actually sit. So this should have more thickness than all the other faces. So in that case, you can select this multi-thickness setting, and here select this box and select the faces where you want different thickness. So I want different thickness for all of these faces. So I'm just going to make a selection of all of these faces where I just want different thickness. There we are. Now what should be the thickness? Well, in this case, I want a thickness of 6 mm, which is double of this thickness. So this is 3, this is 6. You can also select 7 or whatever you want, maybe 7. Alright, now this is thicker, and with that, just click OK. And this is what we are going to get. So we have a completely shelled kind of feature here. So yeah, everything is removed from inside, and this should have more thickness than all the remaining walls. Now again, if you want to check it, you can do so using this section view option, and for sure we have more thickness here. So that's the 7 unit thickness, or the 7 mm thickness in this case, and that's the 3 mm thickness everywhere else. So this is how you can create shell with non-uniform thicknesses, or thicknesses with variable values for different faces. So once again, I'll cancel this out, and that's the shell feature.